So I'm just going to show you briefly how I set up a video service. So um, I'm recording the desktop here. So open vMix, and then I would go and open a previous uh, vMix, and I find it's easiest to use this camera and sound test. So if I open that, I'll show you what's in it. It's just 3 items. I'll just click open, and it's just a quick test I've run at the cabin to check things are working. I'm just going to take this off full screen so I can just see that I'm not obscuring anything on my OBS software I'm recording this on. So it's got the camera and the sound here. We don't want Behold the Lamb, so we're going to click close. Are we sure? Yes. So we've got the beginning of our service here. Before we do anything else, we're going to click save, and then I'm just going to call this online tutorial. So we've saved it as a new service. You will have saved it into a folder, or you may have done this already. Let's open up File Explorer here at the bottom and click on Documents and click on vMix Services. And so what you might have done is gone into the archive and selected one of these. I'm just going to copy this one, back out of it, paste a new folder in here, and then I'm going to rename it. So this one is our online tutorial. In fact, so let me just be organized here. A bit of the obsessive. So we're gonna you would have saved it into this folder, so just drag and drop it into here. We are gonna delete. No, undo. I've come into the wrong folder, haven't I? The online tutorial into online tutorial. There we go. Now I can delete this. And so what I do to save issues, errors, mistakes like that, I would select all the services I'm working on and just click on copy and current Sunday's backup. I would have deleted last week's ones, got rid of those, paste, replace the files in the folder. And so we're just effectively duplicating what we had here into a different location. So if you do something stupid like I was about to do, then you've got a backup, because it's really frustrating to have worked, for instance, on the communion PowerPoint that is really long, 14 slides, making sure everything's the right font size and all of that, only to delete it or lose it like I've done. Really, unfortunately, really frustratingly. So you will have, what did I say? You'll have opened up this, copied a previous folder, and then we're going to go click on save, go to our online tutorial, and you wouldn't have that name there, so you type your name, but we can just click here. So it's called online tutorial, save, yes. Right, this is where we begin again, sorry. Close this, because we don't want Behold the Lamb. Yes, please. Now, it's really helpful if you can have your folder open so you can see all of your PowerPoints here, that we can drop them into here rather than having to click on add input, PowerPoint, browse, go and find it, click on open, OK, for it to, so I'll show you the slow method. PowerPoint, browse, so it's our online tutorial. First PowerPoint, open, Okay. And do that for every single one. Nah, there's a quicker way. You can try doing what I've done and selecting all the ones that you want to and drag them over. Occasionally it comes up with this message. Close. Lots of error messages. Close. Don't know why. Close. 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 Right. If you did that and it loads most of them, this is where it's really helpful to have them numbered from naught with our emergency suspended service for if we had to evacuate the building and we wanted to leave something on there, but not the video camera, we would. So I've got a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I've got a communion backup here because this is the one I've had headaches with. So if you drag and drop and you're missing ones, you're going to have to go through. We know we've got our camera and sound 0, 1. We're missing 2 because it says 3 here. So I'm going to Alt Tab. We said it was missing 2. 0, 1, 2, 3 there. Yeah, missing 2. Just drag over 2 and dragged and dropped it into this rectangle here. And it puts it on the end, so you can left click and hold and drag it up to the one that you want it to be in front of. So I want it to be in front of number 3. Let go. It drops it into in front of number 3. My file that's called 3 Wow of the Week. So 2, 3, 5. We're missing number 4. So Alt Tab. You could alternatively just left click on this. We said missing number 4. I want it to be in front of number 5. Oh, drag it and it drops it in here. Off a tree. So 3, 4, 5, missing number 6. Should have done this with a shorter. 6. I can also see missing number 8 and 10. 8 and 10. So 6 in front of number 7, 8 in front of number 9, and 10 in front of number 11. So you can see we've got all of these PowerPoints in now. I'll show you adding songs in a bit. I like to keep, well, we've got these 3 different tabs here. This one all has got every resource in the project. I'm just going to click save because it's really helpful to consistently save your work in case you get a hardware failure, your computer just turns off, or Windows updates in the middle of your work and decides to restart. I always drag the camera and the sound to near the end. Just because I find it helpful to not have to look at them, and this service suspended as well. So I can see this is our rough running order so far. While we're still working on PowerPoints, if you right click and click on slideshow settings, you can see here it's got a transition of 2 seconds. If this had more than one slide, it would transition automatically after 2 seconds. We want it set to 0. Close that. It doesn't make a difference, it's only one slide. This one's got 2 slides. We can see right click, slides to show settings. After 2 seconds, it'd be jumping between them. That's really annoying. Sorry that I've made mistakes, I think. Close that. So just, I mean, it's worth doing it on everyone in case we update PowerPoints to include more than one slide. So just done off a tree, going to do the reading, right click, 0. I haven't found a quicker way of doing this yet. So we're just on reading, confession, right click. And probably the longer the PowerPoint, the more frustrating it is. So occasionally we have a longer. I don't think these PowerPoints are necessarily in the right order. You'd be checking your service order in Word probably, and maybe renumbering them before you even began. If you made a mistake, like I may have, I don't know, I can't remember. That's 12. I'm just going to do this one just in case. I mean, if it was service temporarily suspended, we will be back soon. It could automatically have a second screen that says, please bear with us or something else. Or we could at the start of a service, if we had music playing in a different way and we wanted to cycle through some notices, we could automatically have, just going to take that out to full screen, we could automatically have some notices going around like we did in Easy Worship. So we've got our PowerPoints in, great. We want to add our music in as well. So for this, if it was an individual song, you could go to Documents and Songs, and let's just put Be Thou My Vision in, dump it in. Did it dump? Didn't dump. Can you do that then? I was certain you could. Let's try a different one. Maybe it's a file format. There's two different file formats here. And vMix may not accept every single file format. So this is a .mkv file, be bold, be strong, .mkv. So if you can't drag and drop, it may be an issue with the file. So the other way you'd add it would be click on Add Input, click on Video, Browse, go to Documents, go to your songs and pick, I was trying to pick, if you can't see it in here, these are the supported files. So all files, and then Be Thou My Vision, click on Open. And this is a web mobile format or web media format that I've saved in from Kden Live. And it doesn't necessarily support it to drag and drop it in, but it definitely supports it to play it in, because if we click on Quick Play, we can see it working. So, and then you've added them in. I want this one after, well, before the confession, but I'm just dragging it in so I can scroll up and move it again. After reading, after the talk, which could just be just on the camera, and then at the start and end of the service, and maybe that would be after or during part of communion. Oh, that's communion backup. Prayer after communion, Lord's Prayer, communion. So Lord's Prayer, communion. So after communion, while we're receiving the bread at the moment, have Be Thou My Vision there. Then this is the backup. I'm just going to close that. Yes, because that was confusing me. So we want to add a list of songs. So we're going to add input. I don't think you can drag and drop a load of videos at once to do it as a list. And we click on list, then we're going to add. And you can either just select them individually, click open, or Be Thou My Vision before the throne. I'm holding control and left clicking. So pressing and holding control, left click, let go of control so that I can scroll. Press control down, holding it, left click, click open. It's got these songs there. We can reorder them in a moment. We're just going to click OK. So we've got a list here. I'm going to click the settings wheel down there. I'm going to call it Song Start. song start, and I'm going to close that. Because it's songs for the start, we're going to drag it to the start so we can see where it is. Then I'm going to click on list here because now that we've got a list in the service, it appeared, I think, and you can see it's called song start. If you had more than one list, let me just add another list quickly. List, add, da, 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 let go of control, control holding down, da, 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 let go of control, da, da, let go of control again. Open, okay. It's settings, songs, and close that. So now you can see we've got, hang on, songs end, list, songs end. Okay. Song start, songs end. So song start we've got selected here. So I want Be Thou My Vision before All Through History. In fact, I want Waymaker all the way at the top. So I'm just selecting the song I want to move before the throne of God above. Click on that arrow there, it moves it up. All Through History, all the way at the bottom, please. I want this list of songs to automatically loop. I want it to automatically go to the next one. So when it plays a song, it's going to automatically go to the next one after it. And when it gets to the end here, it's going to loop around back to the beginning. And if we were at the end of the service and you'd taken it out of, I can't go into playlist. Let's save a moment. Yep. I can't go into playlist because you haven't created a playlist yet. So let's go back a step. So you might reorder those, or you might say, actually, I don't want Our God is a Great Big God. Remove Our God is a Great Big God from list. Yes. And do we have a repeat of True North? I can't remember. Let's remove. Yep. And I don't want that order, but I don't know what order I want. I just click shuffle. It'll just reorganize them. Or shuffle again. I want them to loop still. It's going to auto play the next song. You could select auto first and it would always start at the first song. So we've added all the slides in that we want. And now we want to create our playlist. Oh wait, forgotten one very important item. So in the service, you can see we've got the camera input. I've not got the camera plugged in. In the service, we want the camera to show here so that when we go live with it, the camera is shown on YouTube when we're streaming. That isn't set to do that at the moment. So we need to go on settings, go on multi-view, and we want it to be where this number 4 is, because that's the way the PowerPoint's set up, so it looks balanced. The camera video feed appears in this area here. Whoops-a-daisy. So where that number 4 is, so over here, there's a number 4. We're going to select here and we want the camera there. Hooray, look at that. And we just click close. So you can, oops, I've done it on the wrong one. Get rid of that. None. Go to the Lord be with you. This is where we want it. Select that. Select number 4. Select cam. Oops, sound. Nope. Camera. Close that. I've got a wow of the week here. This must have been an informal service. So I don't want to have to do that. It's a bit more complicated doing that every time, but I want all of them, all of the PowerPoints to have this camera feed in. So I'm going to go to this one, click on settings, click copy from. This checkbox is ticked for multi-view, and so I'm copying the multi-view setup from the Lord be with you to the one I'm on. Click OK, and you get exactly the same there. So I'm going to do that again. Select this one, settings, copy from, it's multi-view, and copy from the Lord be with you. Select that one, settings, copy from, the Lord be with you. Affirmation of faith, settings, copy from, the Lord be with you. Hokey cokey. So I'll show you a few more times. Settings, copy from, the Lord be with you. Okay. The peace settings, copy from, should have got this by now. Check it's got multi-view, the Lord be with you. Communion settings, copy from, multi-view, the Lord be with you. Be Thou My Vision song. If Be Thou My Vision was on during communion, you might say, actually, I do want a camera, but I want the bottom left corner because of where the video is. I'll show you in a moment why. So it's going to be where the number 7 is. So we want where number 7 is, the camera to go for that one. So when we just quick play this, you can see that while communion is being given out, we could see what's going on a little bit in the service. Maybe me or Helen or Andrew, someone walking about giving communion out. So you could see the camera feed at the same time that that song would be on. And again, we'd probably have, oops, not that, there, the Lord be with you. And so you just go through and check that everything is set up the same. Now, there's one thing I haven't done before I do the playlist. There's add input. It's going to be an image, browse, go to documents, images. I save everything in documents because I always remember to back up documents, whereas if you put things in pictures or videos that you're working with a lot, sometimes you can easily forget where they are. So we're going to add one here called short talk, an image called short talk. Okay, okay. And we're going to need to add it twice. Where's image? Short talk is listed there. Okie doke. Now, the reason we add it twice is so that it's called short talk when we move it to the list, but we need to do a little trickery here. So we're going to click settings. This is what it looks like. These checkered backgrounds are transparent. What we want to do is have one set as, I think, the camera, and 2 set as this short talk. And what it's done is layered them. So the first one on the bottom layer is the camera. Over that layer is short talk. So in fact, 20. And so you can see that this one is listed as number 19 here. and this is number 20. We need two of them because we've got the camera on the bottom layer of this number 19 and the short talk label on the over the camera of 19. So we've got two inputs to make one here. And so the short talk would appear after the reading. Where's the reading? Pick up alarm. It's going off. Dismiss. So you do that with short talk, and you might do that again with, let's go image, browse for the prayer. Someone leading intercessions. Open. Okay. And we're gonna, I know I'm recording though. I'm recording. I know I need to go and get my shoes on and get the boys. Prayers, okay. So we click on settings, layer 1, camera, layer 2, prayers, close that. So you've got prayers here. So the prayers will be before the Lord's Prayer, someone leading our intercessions. So we've got that there. Quick go of the playlist settings. This is how you select things, add them to the playlist, add it to the playlist, select that, move it up, select that, oh, that wants to go down. So you'd organize things here. You can add the camera more than once because I like the camera being almost a segue between each item. So the camera between each of these. And then we'd always want it in manual mode because we're using the shortcuts, then click close. So that if we ran the playlist, did we have the settings to, it started from the beginning, and then down arrows through things, left arrow, right arrow across to PowerPoint. And so that's basically, we created a service, save that, online tutorial, save, yes. So that's basically how to set that up, how to set a service up. I imagine everyone knows how to create a PowerPoint or open someone else's PowerPoint really quick, just to go through that. Documents, vMix services. So that's why we will have online tutorial, copied the folder so that we can go, okay, my final prayer of blessing is going to be something completely different now. So it's size 60 font where everyone's joining in. It's size 44, Calibri light we're using, size 44, size 60. So retype it, duplicate it, delete those ones, do what you need to do. And that's that. So thanks again. Stop my recording.